Simple.
understandable.
Thank you, thank you. I
by
gave you the
anyone.
briefing, like explain it to me like you're like I'm a five-year-old, you know?
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah. We will do a lot of that.
All right. And in the second part of the stream, something exciting is going to happen as well. Our lovely game designers, Marek and Petr, are going to come join us, and they're going to be talking about all the quality of life features and the changes in game flow for the update 0.3, Winds of War. So expect that in the second half. There is not any major big event that we're going to be playing here on the screens. We're just going to be playing the game. We're going to try to play, from what I heard, as much of the starter town as possible, only with shotguns. So we try to gamify it a little bit, but yeah, it is going to be mostly about interactions with you guys, with the chat. So they're going to be answering all your questions. So that's first things off the list. The second thing is, guys, we are trying to save a life, and I don't mean figuratively. I mean literally. There is a very sweet girl, 2-year-old girl called Madlenka. She's Czech. And I encourage you, if you are Czech, to visit a page which is going to appear somewhere below us here on the screen. It's called avalon.cz. That's it. So if you're Czech, or if you're thinking of doing a trip to Czech Republic, check out this web page. And this girl, she needs a stem cells in order to survive. She has a very, very rare disease, and Madfinger Games is trying to raise awareness, and we're also donating a bunch of money to the non-profit organization to help this girl out, because she, unfortunately, at this point, she has 3 weeks. So the time is ticking.
Better be quick.
Better be quick. If you can, majority of the offices already are registered for the stem cell donors. I don't know if you know that even, which is super cool. So yeah, we're trying to do some good in the world also this way. The other thing that we're trying to do here is to support the veterans. Something that is an initiative that Rick is pushing quite successfully. We are communicating with a bunch of veterans agencies, and we're trying to offer an opportunity for veterans to enjoy themselves, and relax and have fun, and forget maybe about the traumatic events that they been through. So if you are a veteran, there is a special place for you on our Discord server. There's dedicated channels where you can chat with other veterans and give feedback for the game, because we are working with professionals to make sure that the game is as authentic as it can be. So with that out of the way, there is one last thing that I need to mention before we jump into your topics.
Fine.
And that is, we are starting to collect your applications for an experimental testing of 0.3. Big deal. We're thinking that in April, the experimental is going to start, and we are already collecting your guys' applications, like I said. So after the interview part of this stream, we're going to walk you through how exactly to apply. And Foxig here, who's walking behind us, has been very adamant that he wants to walk you through it step by step, because if you fail any one of these steps, you're done. You're not getting in, So Foxig is going to help us explain how to enter our major 0.3 testing phase, so when it becomes relevant. Yeah, application rejected. Yeah. All right, Johanny, welcome.
Tell me. Thank you.
Welcome.
Let's dive.
You said that you have some experience being on dev streams.
I do, yes.
That's very welcome change.
I hope I still retain some of the experience I had.
Yeah, as you can notice already, Johanny has a very cute accent. Where is that from?
France.
France.
I'm French.
Okay, so
Yes.
we are international company, of course. So
Yeah, you can stop wondering.
and we have even French people here. So
Even.
What do you mean? Okay, maybe something about yourself. Like, what is your role in the team? And can you tell us a little bit more about your past experiences? Maybe what kind of games you worked on?
Yeah, totally. So I'm the tech director here, right? So basically I oversee the whole programming department that is working on Greyzone. We have a single project, so essentially I oversee all the programmers and all the tech stuff that is happening in the company, right? So it can be IT, it can be the programmers on the project, DevOps team, servers, anything, you name it, backend, yeah, I oversee everyone. Obviously, I'm not doing it alone, right? I have like my lieutenants, I have all my leads, and they are like dealing with the more specific issues. But yeah, I'm trying to coordinate this bunch of people and try to make it all come together so that the product is
How
perfect.
stressful is this job?
Enough.
Enough. Okay.
Stressful enough. You know, depends on the day.
Okay. Okay.
There are good
okay.
days, there are bad days. QA dictates that. The community dictates that. You know.
Yeah.
If-
So please, guys, take it easy.
yeah.
Sometimes, you
No,
know.
no, 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 no. We need to know the stuff. Don't tell them to. You know,
Yeah,
they
I mean,
shouldn't
like,
slow down.
provide feedback, but maybe don't go, super hard on us sometimes because it can get a little bit stressful.
Yeah.
But Johnny, what kind of games did you work on?
Yes, well, I have like about 10 years of game dev behind me. I started in Ubisoft in Paris. I worked on some chill mobile game that was called Rabbids Heroes, made a completely failed, collapsed in less than a month.
Not your
After
fault, I assume.
the tech was good.
Okay, okay, okay.
The design was, you know, no market. Then I worked on Just Dance for some time. So, you know, very different community than we have here, probably. I don't think there's too much overlap between these two games. And then I moved to Czech Republic, joined Bohemia Interactive, and worked on the game Vigor for 4 years. Right. So,
Nice. Here in Brno.
Yeah, here in Brno.
Nice.
And
Well, let me just say that we're glad to have you.
I'm glad to be here too.
Okay, cool.
And yeah, 2 years ago, Mara was, you know, poached me. He was telling me that I should come make some better game. That Vigor is reaching the end of its
It
life.
sounds like Mara, very
yeah.
not diplomatic.
And he was right. Right.
Okay.
So yeah,
All right.
that's
Cool.
roughly
So
what I did.
so we're talking with somebody who obviously knows what they're doing. I think that was important to establish that because now we're getting into the thick of it.
Yes, I did sit in the BI tank.
Oh, you did.
There was a question.
Oh, okay,
Sorry,
okay.
I had to answer this one so we can, you know, get it out of the way.
Okay. By the way, we are going to try to answer all your questions. I assume that there's going to be plenty because optimization and performance is obviously something that is a big topic for us and a big priority.
Yeah.
And so let me just start by asking, what the hell is even an optimization process?
Right. So yeah, optimizing. I mean, I can put it very easily. Essentially, the game is doing something, and we just want the game to do the exact same thing, but faster, right? So the goal is that we take nothing out of the experience, and it should run faster on the hardware. And then there is like million ways to do it because there's so many different techniques, so many different ways to optimize something, right? So I can give maybe some examples, but like, you know, typical rendering issue is if you render too much triangles, right? But like most of the triangles in the scene are actually not visible at any time, right? So this is classic. So via culling, you will get rid of all triangles that are not in the scene, send that to the GPU. That's much less work for the GPU to do. It's quicker. Impact on the experience is zero, but it's much quicker.
Nice.
Right? And essentially that's an optimization.
Are there some challenges specifically for a game like Gray Zone Warfare?
Yeah, definitely. The biggest challenge we have with Gray Zone is that the scale of the game, right? It's an open world, it's multiplayer, and just these two things means that the scale of your problems are much higher, right? You need to constantly think of there's 50 characters on the map, 50 players, right? And there is a 1,000 AI minimum on the map, right? And then you have all the problems that come with the fact that it's an open world. It should be seamless. You should be able to move around. All of this should be networked. So, you know, yeah, that's number one problem is the scale.
And what about the Unreal Engine? I know that we don't really want to get super deep into it because this can be a little bit of a touchy subject. But what it's like to work with Unreal Engine?
Well, it depends. If you ask artists, they love it, right? The tools are great, the workflows are amazing, like they've been refined for years, and it's like very easy to drop an asset in the Unreal Engine, have it rendered. Because of all the default things you have, like Lumen and Nanite, it will look good without much effort. So yeah, artists are loving Unreal Engine. For programmers, it can be different.
Okay, can be.
You know, like if you stick to the basics, make a small game, it will be running very fine, no efforts. But like for a game like Gray Zone, because of the scale, you have big problems, right? we shouldn't forget that Unreal Engine is a general purpose engine, but ultimately each game is very special, right? So it means that we have to take away some of the genericity of the engine, because usually the fact that some stuff are slow is because the engine is doing things we don't need, right? So we constantly have to look into the engine, find the things we are not using that we can turn off. Or get
Essentially,
rid
like,
of.
can I switch this off without ruining the experience?
Kind of.
Kind of. Okay.
Kind of. What happens if I touch this? QA is saying we're crashing every 2 minutes. Not a good idea. Let's turn it on.
I assume that there is a close cooperation between you and QA, right?
Oh yeah, like definitely. Yeah, like QA is speaking to me every day. I speak to them every day. We have like a very, flowing communication with them. Yes.
How is it working with Jacek?
Well, he's a good guy. Yeah, it's fine.
I mean, you're saying something that people that watch these streams probably already know.
Yeah. Like now we have this bubble of like, this is the Matt Finger movie. So of course we go along.
I wanted to ask specifically about the aspect of our work, which is called Scala, right?
Yes.
Can you explain to the folks watching what is Scala?
So on top of the Unreal Engine, another technology that we're licensing is called Scala. These guys are used to work for Matt Finger, but they decided to make like their own tech, and essentially we decided to license their tech. So we are working really closely with them, right? And Scala allows us to do things that we wouldn't be able to do with just the Unreal Engine, right? The fact we can render the map and have almost an infinite, vision, or like that we can render the map almost to infinity. This is thanks to Scala, right? The fact that we can have vegetation so far away, the fact that when you use a scope, the grass is still there. That's thanks to Scala.
Okay.
Right. So
they're making your life easier, not more difficult.
No, definitely not. Like they're solving tons of problems, right? There are instances where Scala has issues. Like the most common thing we have with Scala is that whenever like they are pushing for very high-tech optimization on the rendering usually, and sometimes because we don't understand fully all the code of the Unreal Engine and we have to modify it, sometimes it backfires, right? So we can introduce sometimes stability issues. Usually we are able to catch them before they reach players, thanks to QA, thanks to playtest, thanks to experimental. Experimental is super important for us because there is like so many issues that are like 1% or sub 1%, and we can't catch them all, right?
Yeah.
So we do experimental so that we have more data to look at. It's being tested on more computers that have different set specs, and this is really important for us.
This is a perfect opportunity for me to mention that we are going to be talking about the experimental towards the end of the stream, or the first part of the stream, and we're going to tell you exactly how to enter and help us test the game 0.3 Winds of War. Michael is going to tell you everything there is to know about the experimental in a short while.
Yeah, I can't say much, but I can say that you want to be part of it.
Yes, yes, and we want you to be part of it because we need your help.
Yeah. There's too much good stuff coming in.
That is true. That is
insane.
True. Can you tell me a little bit more about like what are generally the phases of optimization?
Yes. Yeah. So like we focus on optimization all the time, right? Like people want me to say, oh no, we don't optimize ever, and then we just do it at the end. And this is true for most games, but because of the scale we have to pay attention to optimization constantly, right? We have to look at the performance of the game constantly, and not just like how fast is it rendering, because this is just one facet of it, but we also have we need to keep a constant look at servers also, and how fast things are running on the server. So yeah, what we do is that we have benchmarks that we run nightly, or even sometimes more than that, and we run it on various hardware, and then we can keep a close eye on the performance and really easily backtrack any problem we might have or regression we might have introduced to performance, right? So it runs every night, and then every morning it tells us, yes, the game runs as fast as it was yesterday, or no, it runs slower today. And we have some, it notifies us, and we can directly look into the cause, and it's much easier this way than waiting for the finish line, right?
So I'm assuming that you have a bunch of monitoring tools as well to see what exactly is happening at all times, right?
Yeah. Well, pretty much. Yeah.
I think that
it's
you
part
also
of our
yeah.
suite of tools that we
Yeah.
have for the project.
I know that you brought a bunch of screenshots that I mean
Yes.
I was looking at them and I didn't know what I'm looking at. So like they're
Yeah.
there's going to be when these things appear on the screen, I will ask you what the hell we're looking at. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. One other question, and I think that you already kind of like talked about it a little bit, but maybe you can talk about it a little bit more, and that is what are the main challenges when optimizing the game for
Yeah.
different hardwares basically.
Yes. Well, like the main challenge with PC games is that it's unlike consoles, which are much easier because the hardware is set. It runs the same almost. If you run the same content, it will run roughly the same, right? There is like very little run-to-run variance. On PC, it's not true. PC is like it's a system that's not primarily made for gaming. So on top of just running the game, it runs like a million other things in the background. We usually tend to, just stop them on the benchmark machines. We don't want that. And on top of that, every single GPU, every single PC in the world, or almost, are using different components, different Windows version, different driver versions, right? So there is a combination, explosion of combination of all the PCs that can potentially exist, and we cannot optimize for every single of them, right? Each GPU vendor has different, like they're building their chip differently, which means that the certain computation are slower, certain computation are faster, right? And getting down to all those things takes time, right?
And how does software affect this? Because I know that some of the guys are running some third-party things, and it
Yeah.
is creating a bunch of problems.
Well, if you're encoding a video while your game is running, it's taking almost all the CPU resources that the machine has to offer. So obviously, it will have a very drastic impact on the game, right? So yeah, a good thing is to try to have as few things running in the background as possible. That's obvious, right? But yeah.
Okay. Can you
Encoding, decoding videos is heavy.
Yeah,
Right? So
yeah,
like
yeah,
even
yeah.
just watching a stream while you're gaming has an impact on the performance of the game, right?
Right,
But
right.
I don't want to say like this, because you're watching streams, the game is slow. It's not true.
Okay. I wanted to ask, can you maybe name some specific example where you believe that you did a great job?
Well, me personally, probably not, but the team.
The team, of course.
Yeah, I have like plenty of example. I think the first one I would like to discuss is the rubber banding. Like when we launched in 01, ultimately we had a lot of rubber banding. There was like a frequent complaint that the players had, right? And I would like to shed maybe a bit of light.
Can you maybe explain what rubber banding actually
Yes,
is?
yes,
Like
yes.
how it looks like when players experience it?
Yeah. So essentially, as a player, you're moving your character around the world, and because our game is server authoritative, everything you do has to be validated by the server. This is like part of the security of the game. The server validates everything because players cannot tamper with the server, right? So if we make it server authoritative, it's very secure, and it means that the player cannot cheat the rules of the game, right? And rubber banding is a consequence of that, that if the server is not running as fast as it should, you will send data to the server that you want to move to a specific location, but the server will be slow to process that.
Right.
So you will move on your client because we predict that the server will say, okay, but actually the server will not say, okay, and then you will go back in time, right? And this is rubber banding, right?
Yeah.
So we had this for a long time on our production servers, and yeah, we managed to solve it. The picture you're seeing at the moment is the proof that things are running fine. Each green line you see is actually one server running, and the lines are composed of bars, and green means that the server is running on target frame rate, and target frame rate means there's no rubber banding, right? And this was a huge effort because before we did those optimization on the servers, they would be running poorly. They would go into red territory, and yes, essentially it would cause rubber banding. So this was like one of the big focus. This is something we didn't Looks like a Grafana dashboard. It is a Grafana dashboard. Grafana is very cool. Yeah, and we one thing we couldn't test when we did this, when we first did 0.1, is that servers, when they are running on the servers are running on the same machine, right? And they are sharing the CPU. And we did test the full scale of one server on one machine, but we didn't have time to test many servers on one machine, or like having all the servers on one machine completely loaded by players, which is something that happened really quickly when we launched because we had like so many players. And this means that they were competing for the CPU, and this slowed down them across the board. How did we fix it? Well, essentially, to fix that, we need to have 500 players playing, which is not realistic. We don't even have 500 people in the company. So what we did is that we implemented a fake client that connects to the servers and emulate a player. So it's like essentially moving around, shooting, and just, you know, triggering actions that players would usually trigger. And then we can start 500 of them using the cloud and profile what happens on the server. And then we could find all the bottlenecks that happen that were slowing down the server and fixing all of that, right?
Okay. I think that we can say here, well done.
Yes.
Because yeah, I remember those times where I saw the exact things that you were talking about, you know, with my own eyes. And now whenever I play the game, it's no longer there. So
It's rock solid.
I mean, these green lines or whatever I'm looking
Yes.
at, they seem to be correct, I guess.
And you know what? It's very funny because like rubber banding disappeared during 0.1 when, you know, players starting play different games, right? Not ours. And we were very anxious when we released 0.2 that it would come back, because there would be suddenly a peak of players, all of them on the servers, and that the issue would come back. But thanks to the magnificent job that the team did, no one cared. No one realized that it could have been back, and it wasn't. So yeah.
Well, once again,
GG team.
GG, GG. There was one other thing, and this is an anecdote because I heard it not from you, but I heard it that you apparently said that people were asking how is it possible that with the recent patch, the bodies are staying for even though you die on your corpse run,
Right.
so and they stay for an hour, and
Right.
it is not being like noticeable on the performance.
Yes.
And people were asking you how is that possible, and is it true that you said it's possible because we coded right?
Well, yeah.
Well,
I stand by what I said.
okay, okay,
I can go into the details, but essentially, as I was saying earlier, what is an optimization? It's avoiding doing some work that you don't need to do.
Yeah.
It's finding the tricks you can do to like not compromise the experience, but at the same time not do some like not let the hardware do some work that doesn't need to do.
Okay.
Right? And in this case, one of the tricks is just that the dead body is like, you know, ragdolling. It's like physicalized and it's like moving when it dies. But like once it settles into a position, we completely freeze the body, right? So it's not moving, it's not reacting to anything.
part of the world.
Yes. And thanks to that, it's like as cheap to render as a chair, right? It's just like a bunch of triangles on the GPU, but it's like not a big amount of them. So all the costs you would pay normally, when we speak about optimization and performance, we usually call it the cost of running something, right? So the cost of having all those dead bodies is close to zero, because in the end we freeze the physics, so it's not moving anymore, and we also freeze the animation, right? So because of that, we can have tons of dead bodies, and it's just a bit more triangles to render, but inconsequential, right?
Gotcha. Well, another job well done, I might add.
Yeah.
And
job, team.
and I think that we're getting to a very important question, right? And that is 0.3.
Yes.
We revealed already that the update 0.3 Winds of War coming later this year, Q2 actually, I think we can be more specific like that, is introducing a weather system.
Yes.
And we showed off a bunch of, you know, the different weathers in the game, and the number one concern that the players have is how is this going to affect my performance?
Yeah.
Can you speak a little bit more about that?
Sure. Well, the first thing is that you're right to be concerned. It's, you know, it's ambitious visually, and it means that we are bringing like a new cost to the rendering of the game. Obviously, we're like looking a lot into it. We have all our tools to do that. So like we have those benchmarks that we're running nightly, and this tells us if we are doing well or not, right? But like it's difficult to add new rendering effects without dropping the cost. So how do we proceed with this? Well, we profile a lot. We optimize what we see. We find one example is that, for instance, rendering the landscape currently in our game is expensive, right? Even in 0.2, even in the current live version, it is expensive. So, you know, we're adding all these effects like the rain and the wetness and everything. And in exchange, we will be optimizing those systems as much as we can. But on top of that, we will go to existing systems that are part of the current rendering pipeline and finding ways to make them faster. So we will essentially make some space on the GPU to accommodate the new features. So ideally, same performance, better visuals.
Okay, I think that that's that question answered. I think that we might invite you here towards the end of the development cycle, just before we release 0.3, and maybe we can make sure that you know what you just described actually happened. So thank you for that.
Yeah, no problem.
And yeah, I think that you also wanted to tease something about a scalability.
Yes. Another thing that we are looking into, and this is probably not for 0.3, right? But there is like we have a big concern, or like, yeah, there's something on my mind.
Okay. Well,
and that's the fact that older GPUs are running poorly on our game, right? And this is not a problem so much with performance, but it's a problem with scalability. It means that some of our rendering features are not running as fast as they could. And as a result, yeah, we have pictures of the benchmarks I was mentioning. That's very cool. I can speak a bit more after. So essentially, what we will be looking at, and we have like a strike team dedicated to it. I don't think it will pay off for 0.3, but we will make sure that it definitely comes before the next major update, right? And that's that we want to make the game scale to lower end hardware. So we'll be introducing more drastic visual cuts, right? Calculated, so that the game can run on lower
smoothly
end hardware. Yes.
Okay, so I think the exciting news also for those of you that are on the lower end PCs are looking forward to playing Gray Zone Warfare, but had technical issues up until now. So once again, I'll just mention maybe not 0.3, but
big disclaimers. Like I'm probably gonna be killed tomorrow in the office, you know, for saying that so early.
All right. I think you wanted to explain what we're looking at here.
Yes. So you know, I was mentioning that we have our benchmarks, and this is example of like one of the result of the benchmarks we are running. So you can see that we have each row is a camera in the world. So we are moving the character in different locations, and then we record all the performance metrics. So you can see that this test is on 3060, and you can see that our target frame rate for the 3060 is 60 FPS at 1080p. And essentially you can see that in the base camp with the cameras that we are seeing now, and at different time of the day. So this is also how we are benchmarking. We're benchmarking per location, we're benchmarking per time of day, because each time of day is using different effects, so each of them has a different cost, right? And you can see that, so we are essentially testing all these things programmatically with those benchmarks. And you can easily guess that that's exactly what we're doing with the weather, right? Because we have different types of weather that is coming. I will not say exactly which one. Essentially, we will be having, you know, those benchmarks will move the character to all these different places, change the time of day, change the weather, record all the performance metrics, and then compile a result for us to look at, so we can easily pinpoint which locations, which weather needs to be looked at. Right?
Gotcha.
And then, because it's a PC game, we do this on different hardware. So we have different benchmark machines, and each of them has a different GPU. We're testing on all GPU vendors, all CPU vendors, and different generations, and also different strength of hardware, right?
Okay.
And as time goes, we're buying more machines and fleshing those benchmarks more to have, a bigger overview of how the game performs on very different hardware.
Understood. Understood. All right. Well,
Yeah.
thank you. My head is like a balloon now.
Oh, okay. I had the last thing.
Okay, go ahead.
We're
We're going to be answering some questions as well, so
Oh,
just
yeah,
don't
right,
run away.
okay.
Okay.
Yes. Maybe it's time to put that image that we prepared where we had the performance of 0.2 from those benchmark machines.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Even bigger
No,
spreadsheet.
the one before, the one that's called 5.3. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. So obviously, when we are not running on budget, when we are not running, like the machine is not running on the target frame rate, this is how it looks in our performance report, right? So you can see that we can see which part of the game is slower. It can be the CPU, it can be the GPU, and we can see how many frames are being dropped, right? So we look at those things. We just basically look at the red place, go there, find what's happening, and fix it, right? So this is the build this is the version of the game that was 0.1, the latest 0.1, right? And what we did, we added night hops, right? And now you can switch to the second screenshot. And this is how it looked like. This is how it looks like.
This is how a
Currently.
good job well done looks like.
Yeah. I'm a fan of green. Right?
Yeah.
I think there's a theme in this, stream. And this is 0.2, right? So I cannot tell you that we will be 100% successful with optimizing the weather to the point that there will be no impact on performance when we launch it. I can promise that we'll work really hard on the problem. We have the right tools. We just, now it's just we have to grind.
We have
Yeah.
to grind. Yes,
But
yes,
we
yes.
did it in the past. We did it for 0.2. It was not green. It looked at some point quite bleak, the situation, and we managed to turn it around, and we hope that we will be able to do the same thing again.
Yeah, I think that everybody hopes that we will be able to do the same. I think that now is a great time to answer some of those questions because I
Yeah.
have seen a bunch of them already, and our lovely community manager Veronica is putting everything that is
Yeah.
worth answering into a special doc. And I can see here already, Die Delta is asking when FSR4 support.
Funny you would mention that because we are working with AMD to bring FSR4 to the game. Currently, we're really, really early in the integration process. And I cannot promise that it will be here for 0.3, but this is definitely our target, right? So we want FSR4 to be in 0.3. Time will tell if we will manage. These upscalers are not as easy as you just drop it and it works, right? Sometimes you put it in the game and you start noticing that the AI model, is not reacting really well to certain types of content, right? That is specific to our game. So then we have to have a discussion with AMD. We report these issues to them. They help us figure out. Sometimes the issues is on our side.
Yeah.
We fix it. Sometimes they are making the fixes and they're sending us back like some new DLLs that we can integrate into the game. And yeah, so.
And what about the cooperation with NVIDIA?
Same thing. Like we have like, I'm speaking with them. I wouldn't say constantly, but I'm speaking with them a lot, right? Both AMD and NVIDIA and Intel, right? We have contacts with them and we can exchange with them. We can report issues. They can tell us things. They can send us some, earlier versions of the upscalers, and we can.
Which one
put
do you
them in
like
the
more? Don't answer that. Don't answer
Well, it depends on your GPU, right?
Of course, of course.
Yes, and same deal as for FSR4. We hope to have DLSS4 also natively integrated into our game. You know that it currently is available, like you can switch to the new model thanks to the NVIDIA app. So this is something that NVIDIA did for us, actually, right? Like they didn't even ask us, they just did it. So this is how good the cooperation with them is. And
I guess we know who you like more.
hey, I didn't say that. They did it for us, right?
Right.
Okay. And essentially, what we want to do is that now you won't have to go into the NVIDIA app to be able to use DLSS 4. You will be able to switch it directly from the in-game settings, right? So, yeah.
Nice. Here is another question. You spoke, or where was it? Can we expect a big jump in optimization? Joking is asking. I think that if we do our job well, then no, because we're adding more advanced stuff with the 0.3, right?
Yeah. Like
But,
our goal with each update is that the performance will be equal or better. But definitely with this one, we are aiming for equal because the weather will be so, beautiful.
Yeah.
That doing better, if we do better, I'm gonna be mind blown.
Okay. Okay. So Castanavia is asking, speaking of render distance, are there any plans of increasing the render distance for players or AI?
No.
No. Okay. Well,
Easy.
easy to answer. Why Spectre 13 plays says, why is my CPU always stupid hot?
Because we know how to use it.
Okay.
Like maybe I can go more into the details, right? But like if you use a CPU correctly, it's going to be hot, right? Because the more if the CPU is not hot, it means that the CPU is not calculating as much as it can. So and essentially optimizing can also be that you will be able to use all the cores that the CPU has to offer in a more optimal way. And actually, thanks to Scala, we are able to use the CPU cores quite well, right? So this is one of the reasons why the CPUs can be running a bit hot, but this is not usually a problem.
Spectre, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Okay. Controller support, is that even your field? I don't think so, right?
Not yet.
Okay, any questions for Johanny? These are more for the game designers already.
Yeah.
Guys, I think that this was extremely interesting. Although I obviously don't understand much of it.
I hope it was like
no, it was
4 years old enough.
Yes.
Maybe a good sidetrack.
But I think that this is a good first step, and it would be really nice for you to return to the stream and tell us like this is what we want to do. We want to introduce 0.3.
Now I did a bunch of promises.
Yes.
Now I'm gonna go back to the team, and they're gonna be like, "What have you done?"
Yeah, and hopefully before we launch 0.3, you will be back, and maybe people are going to be very happy about the changes, or there's going to be some lynching here.
Like update looks great. We will do a hell of a job on the performance as much as we can, and I hope nothing will come and spoil. Like my number one goal with my position. Let's go back to your first question. I just want the game to be a technical success. I don't want the tech to hold back anything that the designers are thinking about, and I think that's a great transition too.
That is a perfect transition, and thank you for that. It shows that you were around for some dev streams. So, Johanny, thank you so much for taking the time.
Thanks for having me.
It was a pleasure.
Yeah.
And while we do some of the changes for audio setups, I will just say hi to a couple of people in the chat because I saw some interesting people here. So
Okay,
Johanny, thank you so much.
Yeah.
And
thanks
while
for
we
having
wait
me.
for the game designers, I can just say, hey, who do we have here? I saw that Devil Dog Gamer is in the chat. Hey, Gucci, hello. Nice. Hey, Tai. Hey, what's up, man? Guys, we will try. Hey, these are. Oh, there was a perfect question for Johanny. Too bad he's gone already. If we're going to update the Unreal Engine version, I don't think that we are in the near future, but maybe a good question for. Oh, are you guys ready? Yeah. Let's go. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back to the office, and please give this back to Johanny. You might need this.
Hello.
Petr Cihelka and Marek Mindl, our lovely game designers. Guys, welcome back.
Thank
You came back. That's
did. Very nice.
that's great. Not just Jakub. Hey, Pesky's there as well.
Oh, nice. Hello.
Beef, Bennett. Oh my God, all the hardcore guys are
That's
here.
a big group there.
Okay, first of all, we should address probably what's happening there. You're holding
Hello.
the hand, and you are going to have to talk into it because there's a microphone in it.
I think I'll need to talk like this.
You can hold it like a like a microphone like that. But tell us if you can hear our guys. Guys, you are here to talk about a specific topic.
Okay, which one?
Well, there are two.
Okay.
One is changes to game flow, and
Okay.
the other one is quality of life improvements. Both are topics that are heavily influenced by the community. So I would urge all of those guys that are interested in learning what we're preparing to come here and learn all there is to learn. Of course, you guys are going to be also clarifying some of the things that we have revealed
Yeah,
because
that's true.
Mara is, like full auto leaks here and there, and you guys need to clean up the mess and explain some of the things into detail, So we are going to also be talking about the conflict zones that we have revealed because people were confused about how they actually work and so on. So I'm going to ask you about that as well.
That's okay.
But now let's start talking about the changes to the game flow, eh?
Okay.
All right. So first thing that we have already mentioned that is going to come to the update 0.3 Winds of War coming later this year, Q2, is that you will be able to manage tasks from anywhere on the map. Can you tell us a little bit more about what you expect is going to happen for the actual player, how that's going to change the player experience?
Uh, well, the right now how the game flows, let's say, is that your every mission or two missions, if you complete them in the same area, is interrupted by the heli travel and returning back to the FOB. We are trying to mitigate this, so right now the missions will be manageable outside of the FOBs. Still, there will be missions which will require to either take some items from the FOB or return them back. So this the traveling from the with the LZ with the heli won't completely disappear, but it will be mitigated thanks to the fact that when you enter an area and you complete the quest, you can finish the quest while you are still in the area.
Mhm.
And when you completed it, the game will offer you more quests from the area. So you won't be forced to travel and return to the same area and gain those additional unnecessary minutes basically which I don't want to say wrong, which load up your playtime with unnecessary actions basically.
Can you estimate how it's going to affect the people waiting for helis, basically, and no helis being available?
It should clear the heli. How would you say that? The heli traffic should be mitigated, let's say,
Decreased, I guess.
or decreased. Thank you. But definitely it won't disappear. The other gameplay loops still require you to use the heli. The players that start the game and spawn into the game or spawn into the game world are still spawned in the FOB, so they will have to travel somewhere. And still, if you finish some missions, you want to you want to travel to the other side of the map. Still, you want to use the heli. So it won't be. Basically, what you might notice is that the helis won't go only from the FOB to some area and back, but they will jump between areas. It won't be always FOB to somewhere.
Okay, we were talking about tasks. So, are there any new tasks, and did we rework some of the existing tasks?
Yep. The guys from the word design and our writers, they updated a lot of the tasks. So again, when you will uh, be faced with the vibe, you won't have to go through exactly the same stuff again. The starter towns have been streamlined, so the veterans won't be forced to spend several hours there, but you will be able to go through it relatively quickly. But still, the newbies will have chance to learn the basic mechanics and basically get the game under their skin. And there are some tasks will remain the same, some are reworked. We are also adding new ones. and the reworked ones will be marked on the UI. So
Oh, thank God.
so when you'll see a task with familiar name, there still might be an additional text telling you, "Hey, this changed." So we should hopefully avoid the situation with disappearing dead bodies
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Our customer care team is going to be super grateful. Our community managers as well. In 0.2, some of the tasks were, of course, changed, and we have received a number of bug reports,
Yep.
because the tasks were
Yeah,
changed.
yeah, you should have seen our writer when he was. He has beautiful long blonde hair, and he almost pulled it out of his head when the third report or several report came, and he and he was almost screaming like, "Those people can't read or what? The description changed. I did everything correctly."
Oh well, so yeah, and now we're going to save Tom's beautiful locks of hair. We are going to mark the quests that were changed, basically. Okay. You also mentioned something that we can already reiterate. The flow is going to change. It's going to be much faster and smoother, especially for the starter towns. I know that there was some sort of in-house record for going through the starter town, and it was 1 hour. Is that correct?
I
50 minutes.
1 hour 15 or 50?
50.
50. So 2 hours.
About that.
All right. So okay. So how how was it before, basically? Can you put it into perspective?
If I recall correctly, it took about 5 hours to get through the starter town.
Oh, so quite significant cut down on the starter town.
Some people were able to then get it lower and lower and lower, but
Uh-huh.
I know that usually people are like saying about 5 hours spending there.
Nice. Okay, so some concern for you guys that are playing the game after every wipe, it is going to feel much different. One thing that is super important to mention here, one of the reasons why the flow is going to be much streamlined is that some of the tasks will be shareable, right? The kill tasks.
Yes, we have a possibility now that some of the kill objectives can be shared between people. So when you are squad up, if you are about 100 meters around the kill or the player, I'm not too sure right now, in the proximity of the player. So if you are 100 meters from your friend who kills, you get the credit too.
Right, and you don't even have to have that task, right?
Correct.
Nice. Yeah. So once again, that was something that you guys were asking for quite a lot. So there you go.
Especially,
Thanks, guys.
especially good for bosses.
Especially good for bosses. Oh my god, waiting for the boss to spawn only for somebody else to kill him this time. If I had a beautiful lock of hair, I would be pulling it out.
Yeah.
All right. So that's how the game flow is going to change. I think that we can also mention the fact that there's going to be the combat outposts, right, where you are going to be able to spawn there directly. Something that we have revealed in the past. If your faction holds that specific COP, as we call them, combat outpost, you will have an option to choose to spawn either in the nearest COP or in the FOB.
That's correct.
So that's about the game flow, and now let's dive into quality of life improvements. So the first quality of life improvements I have here is suicide. What the hell does that mean?
So, have you ever been, going around those steep hills and suddenly you step into a rock and you can't move?
Oh yes, that happened. Yes.
So, some people were lucky enough that they were able to, throw a grenade on themselves and lose their gear and everything, respawn.
Mhm.
But now you'll be able to trigger the process of respawning automatically.
Nice.
So that should save you some time.
So it's like a voluntary respawn rather than suicide.
Correct.
Cool, cool. Also good for yeah. Let's not talk about suicides here.
Let's-
So that's like a small thing, right, at the very beginning. But let's talk about the big things now. Positive ID, friend or foe system.
Yes.
Something that we talked about with Mara. He was a little bit against it, but the community's feedback and us also kind of managed to convince him to add armbands. But there's something special about these armbands, right? Can you explain a little bit?
So the armbands, you only see armbands upon your friendlies. You never see them on the enemy player. We still want to keep that little hesitation that you need to take a look, identify, and be certain that you're looking at a friendly, and only then engage. There's also a system that will be speaking to you about presence of your friendlies in your area. So that is also part of the identification.
I have to clarify here. You're talking about a radio operator, not about a presence talking to you, right?
Right. Yes,
You
yes,
have to be
you're-
very careful here.
Well, there is no presence on Laman. What are you talking about?
My lips are sealed.
Nothing weird ever happened on Laman.
True.
Yes.
True, true, true. And if it did, it was a bug, not a feature.
Yes.
All right. So armbands are coming to Grayzone Warfare, something that should definitely be a welcome change, especially with the changes that are coming with the PvP, right?
Yes.
With the PvP zones, the conflict zones. It is going to be much easier to shoot at the right people, I guess.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. I would definitely appreciate that. I am famous for friendly fire, so I'm definitely appreciating that. The other thing that is something that you guys have been calling for ever since Night Ops was actually announced is, are we going to be able to shoot the lights?
Well, maybe.
Well, there you go. So a little bit of a disclaimer here, or I don't know if you guys want to mention it, because not all the lights are going to be destroyable, right?
Yeah, I think that there are some that we decided that will be not able to be shot. I am not a world designer, so I can't tell you which exactly are the rules for it. But there will still be few lights that you cannot destroy.
I think I heard from Adam, the lead designer, that especially lights in the location like Tiger Bay in the mall, because it has very specific and distinctive lights, like the banners and stuff like
Right,
that.
yeah.
And then in Midnight Sapphire, I think there's also a bunch of lights that are going to be, very different. So yeah, lights are going to be destructible. Not all of them. This is a process, and I assume that we're going to expand the number of lights that can be destroyed.
Maybe some time in the future there will be other objects that can be destroyed.
Oh shit!
Maybe.
Mara?
I'm just sneaking this around.
You know, Mara can say these things because he owns the studio, but you might be in trouble, man.
Listen, maybe.
All right. Okay. So yeah, let us know how you feel about this change. I think that it is something that is going to be very warmly accepted. And another thing that is going to be very warmly accepted is something that we did like a half step towards in the 0.2, and that is locker sorting.
Correct.
So how does that going to work?
So, we have a little display there,
Mm-hmm.
and you can see that it is very stratified. What you can see there is you have your filter on the left side.
Mm-hmm.
You will be able to go pick up each icon and put it somewhere else. So you can say, okay, I want to first see medicals, then provisions, then drinks, and then my armor and weapons.
Nice.
And then you do sort, and it will stratify it like this, according to the way how you have set up your filter.
Very nice. So if I get this right, you sort the items, it sorts them based on the item type.
Yes.
And if you pack them then, you just condense everything. Awesome. So in combination with these two options, I think that your locker is going to be much cleaner than ever before. Something that I can also appreciate because my locker looks horrible.
Oh no.
Oh yes, I'm one of those. Chaotic.
Horrible.
All right. So one other thing that this is something that Mara was talking about during the last stream, and that is that we are trying to enhance the readability of the AI, right? He said it this way: there is a bunch of things that is happening in their head, but we're not communicating it right, and that creates confusion on the player side, who feel like, oh, they are super intelligent, shooting me from the bushes and stuff like that. So we are looking at that as well, right?
Yep. Basically, right now in the game, the AIs don't have many ways how to report or how to show their current state. So we have been working on this for this update. So right now, you will be based on the AI's movement and how based on his stance and silhouette, you will be much more. You will be able to see, okay, this guy is almost dead, or this guy has been just scraped and he's already he's still fine. Also, we had reports that, or some player thought that headshots are not effective enough, let's say. So this is
or effective at all.
or effective at all. Due to various reasons, you maybe just scraped their chin, or the projectile was ricocheted or stopped by the helmet. The
Or
basic
or the skull,
or
right?
the skull, if yes, yeah,
Yeah.
I think so. uh, yeah, basically you shot the AI, he just played the basic hit reaction, and then he returned fire because you basically revealed yourself to him. Right now, when you shoot an AI to the head, he will play a stunt animation. So first, you will know, okay, I hit him. Second, okay, he's not dead yet. Third, okay, I have a few seconds to actually finish him because right now he can't do anything about me.
Gotcha.
So yeah, this is bunch of improvements that we are trying to squeeze into the game. So the AI doesn't feel. Also, this should improve the feeling of the AI being spongy or
Gotcha.
bullet spongy, because until now you shot an AI into his legs. He was bleeding like hell, but he couldn't show to you that hey, I'm really messed up.
Hurt.
He just stood there. He might have tried to run into a cover or whatever, but his pose didn't tell you, okay, I messed this guy up. So this should be alleviated. This lack of feeling should be
The
alleviated.
response, lack of
Okay, yeah,
response from
thank
the
you.
yeah. I think that also something that is once again like I'm going to try to connect the dots because some of the streams have revealed something. Some of the we're also introducing the new organs right in the body.
Yep.
So the guts now and the gut shots are going to be much more lethal, right?
Yes, the guts or the intestines, we are adding them as a new organ. They will be they're I don't want to say positive, but they have the most durability. Let's say they can withstand the most shots, but they are not protected by the plates. So the belly shots and the pelvis shots should be much more impactful than they are right now.
Gotcha. And you will see the
Yes.
the AI being in pain, I guess.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
Or in other states.
Okay.
Or the other states, maybe. Maybe.
All right. So the next, I'm moving on because we have a bunch of things to talk about as well. So the next thing is weapon cases and gear cases. Big topic. People obviously enjoy them because if you want to have your locker tidy, the lockers, the cases are quite useful. We are introducing new ones, correct? And we're also introducing new ways how to get them.
Correct. Yeah, right now we are, let's say, investigating, or right now we are in the, let's say, economy balancing stage, let's say it like that. And basically we are again taking all the items and deciding which items go where. And this also includes the
Thank God. Big win.
a success. So we are we have, as you said, we are introducing new case types, so you can keep your stash even or your locker even more tidy than until now, and we are adding new ways how to acquire these cases. So it won't be only from quests, but there will be other ways. For example, some cases will be purchasable from the vendors.
Direct feedback, make it just a little bit bigger, and that means you will never please everyone.
Never.
You know,
Yeah, yeah.
never.
We are used to that.
Okay. So yeah, good news all around.
Yes.
I think that there is also one super popular request, and that's for people to name the cases.
Yep, this is something that's already in our plans. Unfortunately, we weren't able to squeeze it into 03, but maybe we might be able to do the same thing as with the repair, and maybe I can't promise you that, but we might be able to squeeze it before 04.
Nice.
But
Nice
yeah,
idea.
we are planning the container naming feature for you, so you won't be forced to open 20 key cases just to check which actual keys you have there. You will be able to name them yourselves and make mess yourself.
Yeah. I think one thing that you just reminded me, and that is not even on our list. Very popular request from the community side. Can I buy magazines without rounds?
Uh,
They are already there.
They are, and we are setting them up right now.
So
Yes.
thank you for that. Thank you for going off. Thank you for adapting to me going off script. But yeah, that's also something because yeah, like I said, we listen to every single thing that you guys write somewhere on the internet. So and that information eventually gets all the way to you guys, and you then do your magic, and
Yes.
now we're here. So a big topic, and this is for all the frog haters out there, is audio, right? People don't seem to be fans of our frogs and mosquitoes and stuff like that. And I have good things for you guys. We are changing the audio a little bit, rebalancing it so that it feels a little bit more dynamic. And we really hope that this change is going to be welcome one because based on your feedback, it seems like you don't really like it the way it is right now.
Well, there is a fix for it. It's those yellow head muffle,
The
big
yeah.
headphones that earmuffs.
Yeah.
You will not hear anything.
I mean, you can press the O button, right?
True.
Yeah.
Forget about that
But then
one.
you don't hear much of anything else. So
Well,
yeah,
small price to pay.
small price to pay. Okay. Hey, Peter, since you're already holding the hand for some reason, or Mike, I can ask you about the question because I know that this is your expertise,
Yes.
and that is vendors and economy. What
Whoa.
changes can we expect in 0.3 in terms of vendors and economy?
Big ones.
Okay.
So,
Can you elaborate?
so I'll start with the fact that we will be adding one more level to them.
Mm-hmm.
So every vendor will now have 4 levels instead of 3. This has there are 2 reasons for it. One, we want to make sure that the peak items are more rare, luxurious. So it takes a bit more effort to get there. And with the free levels and the length of, gaining your experience or reputation with them, there were just huge skips in power. It was like, oh, I have gone a level 2 and I have everything I need. So now we are diluting this progression into those 4 levels. And there is one more thing that we should prepare people for. The first level sucks.
I love that.
You will want to level them to level 2. I will be completely honest. The things you now
As
get,
it should. Damn right. Damn right.
the things you get on level 1 right now, that's your level 2 vendor.
Yeah.
The ammo will be a little bit more balanced, so it will not happen to you that you will not be able to answer, where you get to POIs, armored enemies. We are keeping an eye on that, so that will still be available when you need it to be. But when you die and you lose your basic equipment, you will not be happy.
Yeah.
will
Yeah.
not be
Yeah.
happy.
Yeah. Cool. Is the goal here also to just rely more on the guns that you find on enemies or in the world?
That's true. Yes. And we are going to be making sure that you have more opportunities to get them. Repair is one of those things.
The repair is here on the list.
Yes,
We'll
but
get to it.
Yeah, it is one of the ways. You pull the AKM from the bandit in the small area. It has 50 durability. It's not very accurate, but now you can just repair it and use it.
Yeah, because you might have to. Because
Exactly.
vendor doesn't sell anything better. We'll see. All right. So another thing that I can now announce is that there is going to be changes to the way the scopes behave. There is going to be smooth zooming. How smooth?
That much.
All right.
Yeah, this is something I heard about a lot and read about a lot because I always lurk everywhere. And yeah, right now what you have in 02 is that basically each change magnification action had to play the whole animation. So basically, and scopes that had half steps in their magnification, they took really long to
Yep.
zoom in or out. So right now, this was mitigated. So while you are scrolling, you are fluently changing your magnification level, making the process much smoother, less disorienting, and yeah, much more user friendly. Let's say.
Siki here, I see, says that holding breath while scoped needs to be longer. Does it?
As we said, or as I said, we are in the balancing stage right now. So the not only when I'm saying we are in the balancing stage, it doesn't mean we are only changing the items. We are also checking how the health system performs, how the staminas are drained, etc., etc. So if we'll find that the breath is either drained too quickly or drained by actions that shouldn't be drained by, we might tweak it. I can't promise you that right now because of one comment we will change something. We are. No, I'm not trying to attack the guy that wrote it, but we are always trying to let's say make our research, or I don't know how to say it properly.
Yeah.
We are not just picking the comments that suit us the most and go by them.
Okay.
We are always
Good.
trying to listen to the
Good,
as
good,
many
good.
people as possible.
Okay, but watch your back, Siki. uh, I heard that you will be now able to loot also the bodies that are not playable and are not AI. The bodies that you find lying on the floor. Is that right?
Yep, as Petya said, we are expanding the lootable options is the not how we should the correct way how to say it, but basically we are adding more lootable objects into the game world. So the dead bodies are one of those lootable objects that you will be able to loot.
What can we expect to find on those?
Oh,
Maybe don't answer. Maybe I don't know.
who knows?
All right, all right, cool. And now, finally, hang on. Do we have? Yeah, let's change the order a little bit because there are some improvements to the health screens, right? We're going to give players more information.
Yep. We basically. Oh shit! I said it. My wife was telling me that last stream I was starting each sentence with basically, and I tried to pay attention to it. So yeah.
Shout out to your wife, by the way.
Hello, honey. Uh, yeah, health screen. Right now, you on the health panel, you see the severity of the wounds and the active symptoms. We are expanding the info that is provided by the individual wounds, so you will know what type of bullet or what type of weapon, if it was knife or, for example, barbed wire, what caused the wound. And in case of projectiles, it will also tell you if it penetrated the armor or if it was direct shot or if it ricocheted off something. Also, the wound merging will be, in my opinion, much more understandable now. Because
What is that wound merging?
Since the release of the game, when you got shot to a place that had already another wound right next to it, the newer wound wasn't created, but its severity was merged into the old wound. We added this because some calibers or some projectiles weren't able to cause enough damage to create more severe wounds which don't heal on their own. So we wanted to give the players the option to actually cause really bad wounds even with
you shoot in the
shittier ammunition.
Yeah,
let's
if you
say.
shoot in the same spot
Yes.
several times. Okay.
Exactly. So this is why the wounds are merging, and right now you will know which wounds were merged because they will have basically multiple sources. So there won't be only one projectile, but there will be two or several.
Wonderful. All right, and finally, the topic that I'm quite looking forward to addressing, and that's durability and the ability to repair damaged weapons. We're doing some major changes here. Yeah, so what you guys are seeing right now is probably the number one cause of dropping your durability, and that's your weapon getting hit. My favorite part comes up. Yep, the ricochet into the head. Yeah. So, what can you tell us about the durability changes? How people are going to be losing durability now?
I think the point that the people will be most excited about is that we are getting rid of the coma and death penalty on durability. So right now, for armor, you will really have to get hit into that piece of armor to get it damaged. For firearms, they are being damaged by use, and if somebody is accurate enough, then they can shoot your firearm and damage it that way.
What about repair options?
We are expanding or iterating on the repair feature, and we are adding repair kits. As you can see on the screen, there will be several tiers and several types of repair kits, which will allow you to repair the items instantly. I'm mentioning instantly because the other option, how you will be able to repair your items, will be by paying for the repair and waiting for the repair.
Because it takes time, right, for the gun
Exactly.
to.
So you will have the option to select from two options how quickly basically you want the item to be repaired. And then once you confirm, okay, I want to repair this and this, the item will get locked in your stash.
Gotcha.
You can still cancel the repair if you change your mind. And but if you don't, you have to wait for X amount of time before you can use the item again.
All right. So hopefully good changes as well. I know that the repair was a pain point, especially the fact that you're losing 10 or 5% when you're dropping that or in a coma. So once again, thank you for that, guys. And now let's clarify some shit because combat zones were revealed, right?
Yes.
And now we know that if a PvP starts, there is a zone appearing on the map. So we need to clarify a bunch of things because people were confused. So I have a couple of questions for you guys. When exactly does the circle, the combat zone, appear on the map?
When a PMC attacks another PMC from different faction, which includes both players and PMC AIs.
So he doesn't even have to kill him.
No, the suppression is enough to create the combat zone.
All right. So this is the when. Now where? The probably more important questions even.
Basically, the center of the combat zone is in the middle of the line, connecting the two actors that created that zone. So between the attacker and the attacked guy, the combat zone will be created.
So an example here, because that's something all people were also concerned about. If you sniping somebody, the circle might appear way in a different spot than the actual kill happens, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So it is not going to reveal your position
Nope.
as hard as people might think.
Yep. We are not. I guess the people might have been worried about that. It will be either created on the attacker or on the victim.
Exactly.
It's not. It's between them.
Okay. Do they appear for all the teams? And by teams, I mean factions.
Yep. The combat zones are shared. Their creation is reported to you by the faction operator, and he clarifies if your faction was involved in the creation of the combat zone.
Hang on here, just to clarify. So if I'm a Crimson and I kill an LRI guy, will the zone appear for Mithras?
Yes.
It will.
Yes.
All right. Good to know. And are there any plans to iterate this feature, because people have been saying that these zones are way too small, we should make them bigger and so on?
Definitely. Definitely. Basically, fuck again. Each feature that we are adding, we are counting with the fact that it will be iterated on based on the either on the experimental phase, which will happen before the release, or after the release once we'll get feedback from the players.
All right.
So
this is a perfect segue. I don't want to silence you, man, but this is a perfect segue. Experimental is coming, and it's coming quite soon. What we actually want to do today, Foxic? Foxic, you want to say a few words about the experimental? Give him the hand.
Hello. Do you have
Hello, hello, hello. I have your paper here.
Yes.
So, experimental is Foxic's project. So,
Oh, let's go.
please welcome our
I'm happy
third community manager.
Hello. So, there are a few things I wanted to talk about before we announce the experimental. First of all, it's again under NDA. Second of all, it's again using Antidote. Now,
Antidote is the
Yes.
software solution.
yes, it's a tool that we use for experimentals. There are two really important things to think about. First of all, if you are, what is happening here?
The guy from Bump. Come on, guys.
I'm the dictator. I'm not from Banpa.
That's right.
Okay, let's keep that clear. Okay, so first of all, as you can see on the screen right now, we will ask you for your Steam ID in the form that you need to fill out to get in. Copy it the exact same way it's on the screen, just the number, the whole number. Second of all, if we can get the other scene, yes, as you see on the screen right now, we need you to copy your Discord username this exact way as you see on the screen right now. If you don't do it this way, you will probably not get selected.
Where do they paste it?
You paste it in the form, you paste it in Antidote, and you will paste it in your IGN, your in-game name, once the experimental test starts. Use this username for everything. It's the copy this username, the bottom one on Discord.
What's going to happen to them if they don't do this?
I will be angry at you. That's the
Okay,
first
thing. Don't mess with the dictator. yeah.
Last time I had to sort it till 2 a.m. because people
By
were
hand, guys, by hand.
were not using the correct username. Second of all, you will probably not get selected because it means if you choose a wrong or different usernames in these three steps in the form, in Antidote, and in game, we will probably not be able to find you unless we spend a lot of time looking for you. And I don't really feel like spending a lot of time looking for you if you don't do it this way.
Yep.
So yeah, there are other important pieces of information.
There is the super important piece of information, and that is who is going to be the priority here.
That's what I was gonna say. No, the priority are this time the supporter edition owners. So we decided that we should give you guys some kind of a reward for supporting us, for helping us develop the game, and also for being there with us. Yeah, but not just support edition owners, also people who helped us with experimental tests in the past. Not meaning the last major update experimental test, but the patch and hotfix experimentals.
You know who you are,
Yeah,
and we
you know who
appreciate
you
you.
are. Okay, so another thing. You can create an Antidote account ahead of time. You will find the link at the end of the sign up form. I don't know if it's already in the chat. It will get there soon.
Veronica, please, can we share the application form for the experimental in the chat?
Yes. So there it is. But keep on listening because there's still important information. So how will you know that we have picked you for the experimental? First of all, it's gonna take some time to sort it out, to kind of realize who we need for the experimental. We will let you know via our official Discord server.
So join it.
Join it, yeah. We need you guys there, and there's a really cool bunch of people there.
Veronica, if we can have the link to the Discord server in the chat, please.
Yeah. Well, we can leave the form there for now.
Yeah.
Then we'll have it there.
Look.
It's there now. Yay!
Can we have a pizza, Veronica, please? Oh no.
Okay. But yeah, you will get notified via our official Discord if you are a member.
The form is private. You done? Come on, man.
Okay, keep
Just
on
leave.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So that was Fox. Sorry, no, I cannot have this one. What we're going to do now is we have 30 minutes. Oh God, I was hoping that we would get more time, but we want to answer all your questions that you guys might have, and so we are going to sit at these PCs. We're going to play for 30 minutes, and we're going to try to get as many answers to your questions as possible. Ready?
Let's do it.
Let's go. Let's go. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello.
Okay, nothing changed. Nobody stole anything from me.
All right, guys. Can you hear us? Can you confirm that you can hear us? Can you also say something, guys?
I'm saying
It
something.
works. It works. Ah, nice. Okay, I'm going to open the chat here, and we are ready to go.
Uh,
All right.
Petyo, what's your name in the game?
Oh, people are asking, and this is a question not for you guys, so sorry.
Okay. Okay, so
We're going to. Are we guys ready to jump on heli and go?
I guess so.
Because people are asking if we have revealed, probably joining right now, if we have revealed anything about new gear and new weapons, and we have not.
We have not.
But I can invite you already in another dev stream, which is going to happen in 2 weeks, and we're going to be talking about all the new weapons, all the new gear. I think that one of you or maybe both are going to join us again. Sorry
Alright.
for keeping you after hours once again. Apologies for all the wives. And we're also going to invite somebody from the team who's a dedicated weapon expert designer to talk about all the new weapons.
Okay.
That's nice.
Okay.
Guys,
I have an
any
idea who it
plans
is.
for kill stats per session?
Uh, Shit, we are in that same position again. How much can we reveal and how much should we keep shut? Plans? Yes.
Yes,
When?
plans.
Who knows?
Okay. Will Sim 3 oh my god. Will we be able to repair sorry. Will we be able to repair to 100%?
No. The repair is also part of the. As I tried to explain on the last stream, the games have sources and games have sinks. If you are able to repair to 100%, then there won't be no sink for that firearm. The firearm will be usable infinitely, and the game won't have a way how to get rid of it. So the repair never gets the firearm to the same.
Petr, you know that you have nothing, literally nothing on you?
That's his
I have
way
a
of
plan.
playing.
You have a plan.
I have a dream.
So yeah, basically the items that we are repairing are never going to get to the same spot as they were before the damage happened. Let's
Okay.
say it like that.
People are asking about bipods. Are we getting bipods?
Repeat answer number one.
What can we reveal? At least tell me if you guys are considering adding bipods in the future.
We definitely are. We have been discussing them lately more than before, but that doesn't mean we are adding them soon. But yes, we are aware that some firearm platforms require the bipods, without which they would be practically unusable, and other platforms really benefit from them. So let's We wish for them. We can't tell you if and when they are gonna happen.
That's fair enough, I think. For the scopes, is there still some performance drops when zoomed in?
That's more Johanny question than us question, but yeah, it's still picture in picture. So I guess that would be still there. Whoop. But yeah, I was listening to Johanny, and basically we are trying to mitigate all the hiccups as we go. So hopefully the performance drop doesn't mean that hey, my game turns into slideshow when I try
Yeah.
to use the scope.
Gotcha.
No fuck.
That was your plan?
That.
Oh
Okay.
no.
We will wait. We will wait. Wait, how? I just want to see how. Wow. Wow.
Unexpected.
Through the arm, into the lungs, sayonara.
I would actually die even with a vest.
Oh well, you wouldn't. The plate is there.
Sure.
I refuse to believe that you would die. Okay, we are waiting for you. Did you take the quest items?
Yes, yes, yes.
And
I have
did-
them in my secret container.
Okay, and did you accept the quests?
I have all my quests ready.
Bueno.
Look at you cowboys. One has a beret instead of a helmet. One goes like basically naked into the field, and look what happens.
I wanted to look pretty. And the third guy takes a scoped and silenced shotgun, right?
Huh?
Scoop and so on.
Use it. Use it. I believe in you. Come on.
Yeah.
Do you at least have sabot slugs?
I have whatever Foxy gave me. So.
And he shot the shells out black. Okay, I'm pushing a little bit forward.
Yeah, I got your back.
So more questions or
Yes, yes, yes. There will be more questions as soon as we get rid of this fool.
crossing?
See, being one shot is being called gray zone, you know?
Welcome to the zone. Welcome to the zone. Okay, he's hiding. I don't want to go too.
Too far,
Too
yeah,
far,
yeah,
yeah.
Let me link up with you, and I can find some new questions for you guys.
Okay, so let's hide here.
I'm sprinting back to...
So this is a question for me. How many people are being let into the experimental? So we're looking for the approximately the same number as we did last time, and it's 1,000 testers. We had
That's awesome.
we had pretty good like success rate when it came to the testers. 80% of those people that got in actually tested the game, which we're looking for at least that. Time to upgrade your brain. You sound like my wife. Any big changes coming to AI? So we already mentioned that they are going to be more receptive, right? More readable. Is there anything that you guys know from Mara that you can spill here?
I guess we can say that Mara is continuously working on the AI and making, let's say, making improvements each day.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't think we can share any specific details. It's more of his.
Oh, hang on. So this we're going to be talking about AI. I think in 6 weeks. That's going to be the topic is going to be AI and the PvP as well. So we're definitely going to be revealing more about what changes the AI went through.
So
I can't get my shotgun
Oh,
back.
oh.
how? Why? Was it bugged or? Across the street behind.
Can you see him?
Across the street behind the white fence. I bet.
Yep.
Solved?
Nope.
Oh,
Definitely not.
okay. Crossing again.
Okay, I'm flanking. Did you get him?
I don't hear anybody shouting. I see dead bodies. I didn't get anyone, so if
I
it-
He just gave up.
I,
That was me.
Oh.
he used the.
Oh, got him.
I,
All right. I don't know why they don't. Sorry. I don't know why they don't release. Oh shit.
Not-
Cover me! I'm reading the chat. Something said that they don't know why we won't release the release date. So there's a number of reasons why we won't release the release date too early, because there's a number of factors. One of those factors is we also need to be careful about what else is coming around the time we are going to be releasing, because we don't want to end up squeezed in the middle of, let's say, big competitors. So we're going to keep our cards closer to our chest this time around, and also it's flexible, right? We're going to basically release the game as when we are 100% sure that it's in a good state. We know that our previous releases were a little bit rough sometimes, and this time around our QA team has grown like 300%, I think. So yeah, expect a much smoother experience on launch. This is a perfect question for you guys. What is your favorite upcoming change that you can talk about?
I think I already answered that on the previous stream. I'm really looking forward to the weather. It looks stunning.
Mm-hmm.
From the quality of life, I'm big fan of the smooth scopes. It's really, I not game changing, but it really improves your experience when
Yep.
you are using the magnified scopes. So that's a great addition, in my opinion. Petya, do you have any opinions?
I'm looking forward to the vendor change.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
How will the
That's-
new weather change the terrain?
Did we reveal the?
What's the pantomime? The
l-
rising of the
Yeah,
levels
of
in the rice
in
field.
the rice fields? Yes.
We did,
Okay.
and Mara also mentioned that we are doing something to the rivers. They're going to appear more muddy as well.
Yep.
But it's only the first step, because
Correct.
also the rivers are going to change in the upcoming updates, right?
Yes. In the first iteration, the rivers will, based on how much it rains, they will change how they look. They will get muddier as the rain increases, and the rice fields will get flooded.
Mm-hmm.
In the future, we would like to get the rivers to spill out of their current
Yeah.
bounds.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So that's one of the thingies we would like to iterate on in the upcoming updates.
Okay. I wanted you to say blobble wobble for
Blah, blah,
Peter.
blah.
I'm supposed to say it to you for some reason.
Oh,
Is that some hidden joke or?
yes.
Oh, okay. Blobble wobble.
Blah, 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 blah.
Okay, crossing the river.
Oh shit! I'm lagging behind you guys.
Okay.
Oh, add 2 different switch for laser and flashlight. That's a reasonable request, I think.
Cool suggestion. Yeah. I think we were already discussing the. I'm dead. Fuck. From the blah 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 the construction site. There's one guy.
There's 3 guys. There's 4 guys.
Then make them 0. Yeah, we were discussing this. The tactical devices controls are not changing in the upcoming updates, but we might let's say we will investigate it, and we might tweak it in the future so it's more pleasant to use. Basically, what we are doing right now is
There's one. There's one somewhere.
you can imagine that the guns behave as if they had only one pressure pad right now. So when you press the pressure pad, it activates everything that was set up to activate.
Your aim sucks, dude. It's true.
Whoops.
You're not wrong. And I am in coma.
And I'm flying away.
How did you die? How am I only alive? Having
How are
nothing
you?
on me.
Says the guy who died first.
That was an accident.
Stick 6 wants ability to change sensitivity per zoom level with these new scope animations.
Uh, uh, I saw the suggestion several times. We are not tweaking the mouse sensitivity right now, and it's not in the plan right now, but I think it's gonna get there sooner or later. I agree that the max, when the scopes are magnified to the max, the wow,
died
we
too?
suck at this. The sensitivity gets quite unpleasant. So yeah, we might look into it.
Okay, here's a question from me. How easy or difficult is it to answer these questions and play the game at the same time?
I died in the starter town, so not easy at all.
Yep.
I'm ashamed.
Yes, as you should be.
Ah,
I'm famous for being bad at the game, but you guys
Yes.
are you
Yeah,
should be the
so-
pros. All right, I'm going light. Okay. Any animation changes coming?
Depends which animations the sender meant. But no, if for example they mean changes to firearm handling or something like that, not right now. We are, as we teased, we are adding few new firearms, so they require, of course, new animations. But there are no other changes, to my knowledge, regarding the animations, except for the AI reactions, of course.
Can we get a holster that lets us use submachine guns as secondary? What's that look?
We were talking about this.
Yes, about one specific submission. That's quite Mr. shape in size. We are in active discussion. We can't promise you anything. And yeah,
Then don't.
let's keep it at that.
Let me get that RPG. Not sure about that anytime soon.
That was an honest question.
That was a question, I guess. It wasn't just me saying it.
Okay. First, we need to get the proper roster of firearms into the game, and the rocket launchers and stuff like this. It's they are not planned right now. Let's say it like that.
Light machine guns and canted sights.
Light machine guns are one of the. We can go back to the bipods discussion. Light machine guns are one of the firearm types or classes that actually require the bipods to be usable. So, we can start thinking about them once we'll get additional supporting features for them. What was the other?
Canted sights.
Canted sights, those are definitely coming again. I can't promise you when, because how can I say it differently?
No, I'm just like reading the chat, and somebody says Arnold never used a bipod.
Oh yeah, and Arnold never loaded.
That's true.
Or was it Chuck? Chuck never loaded, right?
or.
I don't think any of these guys really were, much of reloaders.
Yeah, the 6 issues from 20 rounder.
Read the collected questions. Okay. Just ask them. Ask them now.
Oh, that was AI. Okay. I'm waiting. Shit.
Okay.
But
Okay. Plans for Halo jumps or bicycles? Two very similar questions.
No
Nope.
and no.
No and no. Okay.
For now.
For now.
for now, let's end each answer by for now.
Yes. Halo jumps on bicycles confirmed.
That sounds a bit accurate.
You guys know you can lean in your game. We know all of these things. These guys for sure they designed it. So
Why would I lean? What does that serve purpose?
That's bad for your posture.
can brightness be fixed to make people use NVGs?
Uh,
It can,
it can.
and it will.
Thank you for answering.
Yep, that's what I'm here for.
Yeah, the weather influences how the
Visibility.
night looks, and our last internal playtest happened during night, during fog. It was an experience.
Yep.
Let's say it like that. Did you place the marker in the storage house?
Not yet.
I'm right behind you, Marek. Yeah.
Okay, right in front of you.
Okay. Thanks for the call out. Very tactical of you.
I'm rushing there.
Okay, so people are asking about the moon phases.
They are not in the first iteration of the weather, but they will definitely come in the consecutive iterations.
Okay.
Yep. One of the reasons why they are not at it right now is because the artists basically have to set up each weather type separately, and the moon phases will add additional iterations on each of the weather types. So.
Oh, right. Okay.
So yeah, because it's not just like add moon and reduce it by 60. It needs to be checked.
Really?
and-
Some
yeah.
people think that it's done
Yeah.
that way.
I guess, but
By the way, this was one of the this was one of the reasons why I wanted Johanny to join us as well, because based on the comments that I'm reading every day, it seems like people think that optimization is like a press
or
of
the,
a
or
button.
the optimization knob.
Yeah, yeah. It's just like, oh my god, we forgot to press the button to optimize the game, you know. So yeah, it's a process, guys. I think that I know it was very technical, but I think it was worthwhile to invite Johanny to talk about how difficult this process is, especially in a very visual game like Grazon Warfare and Giant.
She do be big.
Going in?
Okay, and shooting, killing. I've never been here. What?
Oh, still hear somebody.
I guess they are by the water tower. Or behind the building, I will check. So yeah, the moon phases, we definitely want them to be part of the... Oh, watch out, I'm there.
What?
I...
That was you?
No, I was behind that guy who just killed.
Ah, so I saved you. You want to say?
Yes, but shooting the guy that had his back turned on me.
Oh my god, I didn't.
Hit. I didn't. Sorry. It's just.
Yeah, just don't put the
Of
camera
course.
on.
Wait, there's something behind me. Oh, I just got hit. Shit. I got hit in my ass. I guess I know where they are.
Right, another question. Dismemberment.
That's not currently planned. It's a nice to have feature, let's say, but it includes let's say 1 billion of complications that are not visible immediately, because theoretically we could dismember from the design point of view. We could dismember humans that are definitely killed by the explosion, most likely. So there would be a shit ton of work required if we wanted to dismember people and keep them alive for an X amount of time. Oh yeah.
Yeah, there you have
There-
dismemberment.
You're welcome. Done.
That's all we can do for now.
Done. And on the other hand, it also adds a shit ton of work from the art point of view, because right now the humans are, and now I might be a bit talking out of my ass because I'm not an artist, but the humans are basically one continuous mesh, and the dismemberment requires the humans to be dissected and split the mesh, or you have to replace it in runtime in the correct pose, so you could start moving the detached limb in other direction. So yeah, it's not as easy as just delete like make fun.
Hey, but what about please dismemberment? Somebody said. Okay. Are we guys at the marketplace?
No, we aren't. We are.
Oh, okay. Time for me to leave.
Yeah, the second marker. Did you place it, Petya?
Not yet.
Okay, let's go there.
I'm just using you as my living shield.
Are there guys? Are there starter towns going to change in the future? Are there going to be unique among the different factions?
I don't think that's being planned right now.
Right.
Can you maybe explain why that is?
There, yeah, I can. The primary reason is that this small town, this village, is kind of a tutorial,
Yep.
and we want to make sure that the tutorial experience for all the players is the same.
Gotcha.
Did I see him?
It's done.
Somebody died.
Not me.
Not me. Oh,
I'm just going to respawn.
The first
it
one.
was me. Now it was me.
Okay, I will try to get you up once I get rid of these fellas.
I
Where
think
are you?
that I might not even respawn because we are really running out of time.
Are we?
We're chatting for quite a bit today.
Shoot yourself. Oh, the ripple shots.
So should we be getting back, or should we just wait for him to die?
That you will wait for a long time.
Okay, so last man standing. We're going to see for how long can you survive on your own.
Okay.
But I'm not going to make it easy on you because I'm going to be asking you questions, hard-hitting questions. Can we get rid of the suppression penalty for squad members?
That would be nice, right?
I mean, it wouldn't be, you know.
But wait. Do you mean that by suppression you mean not actually hitting your squad mates, or?
That's what I believe the person is asking.
Okay, then we have to investigate that. I doubt it shouldn't work like that. So
They say that it's difficult to fight close quarters without
Yeah.
getting the aggressor status, and I can get right behind that.
Gotcha. Okay. One more clarification. The suppression aggressor or the and I'm dead. The application of aggressor status shouldn't happen if you are squadded up with your friends. If you suppress another faction mate, then the aggressor is applied, because right now we don't have another way how to cleverly say if you actually try to kill him or not. We know this is a huge topic for the community, and we read about it quite a lot, and we are thinking about it, but right now we don't have any other ways how to actually make sure that if somebody attacks you and you defend yourself, you are not the one who's being punished because you actually kill your attacker, because just their aim is shitty. We know that it's frustrating right now. As we repeated several times, the features are being actively iterated on as you help us develop the game. So the aggressor status is one of the features that most likely or almost definitely will get several iterations before the game reaches 1.0. Yeah.
I finally understand what this person is asking. I am the Lotu. Is asking, will the magazines take time to pack? And I think that I understand, like, loading the magazines, will it take time?
It's one of the things we have been discussing for quite a while. Right now, it's not planned yet, and we have to think. if we'll edit, we have to edit cleverly. Let's say because if you will be forced to pack your magazines, for example, in the base camp, it will prolong your preparation. It will make the spaces between the action gameplay uh, more spaced out. Sorry for my English. And one more point I wanted to say. The preparation will be more frustrating. The pauses will be longer. Yeah, so if we'll edit, we want to edit in a clever way, so it doesn't affect your preparation phase. Let's say it like that.
Okay, fair enough. Hey, we have reached the point of no return, or rather, of us going home. Home return. So, I think great opportunity to say thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for not just appearing on the stream. I know that you're doing it in your free time, so I think that the chat will also appreciate the fact that you guys are taking the time from your free time to appear here and talk about your work. But I want to specifically thank you for your work, because you are making the game much better and you're listening to the feedback that we give you from the community. So much appreciated. I'm now talking not as a community manager, but as a player. So you guys are responding to what I hate. So thank you so much. And it's really fun to talk to you about these things, guys. And I hope to see you here more often.
Yeah, and maybe we should give our thanks to the community back, because the
100%.
community helps us make the game better. It's not just us having the ideas and hoping that they will stick. We are trying to listen to you. We are trying to absorb your ideas, as we did with the text, for example. And yeah, we are. I don't want to sound corny, but we are making this game together. So
That's how it
It's
works.
what we say all the time. So are you saying we sound corny? No, it's true.
I wouldn't
It's,
dare.
it's really the truth.
so yeah.
And a great segue once again. Thank you for you guys are great today. Thanks for the segues. We are making the game alongside you guys. And that brings me to once again reminding you that we are already collecting applications for our experimental, which is going to happen next month. You will be able to test all of these features that we talked about, and we are just scratching the surface. We're going to go more in depth on all the new things. What have I forgotten? Even if someone joined a previous test, they will still need to sign up again via new invite link specific to this project. That is specifically to Antidote. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, Foxic is very, very aggressive when it comes to.
So if you already have an Antidote account, you're fine. You don't have to sign up, but you will still need to kind of join the Gray Zone Warfare project, and we'll be sending out the links for that once we have finalized the selection process, and we will ping you via Discord server, our official Gray Zone Warfare Discord server, once that's done.
If you have any questions or if you are uncertain about how to do something, shoot us a message on the Discord server. We're talking to you all the time. It's easy. All right, that's it. Thank you once again to the game designers. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to the community, which is you. And have fun and break a leg, guys. Break a leg.
Wow. Okay.
Every move matters.